Good morning, everyone. I just want to take a few minutes here today to invite you to the weekly Lenses That Liberate group that's starting next week. It's going to be Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and it's going to be a very experiential group. We're going to be using dyad practices and group practices to really tap into and experience the essence of the natural state in these different ways using the Lenses That Liberate model. So the Lenses That Liberate is a very integrative system of working with ourselves. It allows us to come in contact with the natural state in 7 very distinctive ways to begin with. And over time, as we work with them, they start to synthesize. For example, through the lens of the sage, we're really looking at the ground of being. We're really turning our attention specifically to that way and looking at what never changes. Through the lens of the warrior, the more masculine aspect, for example, we're turning our attention to that inherent sense of strength that's part of the natural state, the sense of resilience. And so there's many different modes that we'll explore. And if you work with this program over time, either in these weekly groups or in the 3-month program that I provide, you'll see how they come together. And so this week we're going to be working with one of the most foundational ones. That's the lens of the nurturer. And through the lens of the nurturer, we're really asking ourselves the question, what is true rest? How can I come in contact with this sense of rest and rejuvenation from the natural state? That's what we're going to be working with this coming week. And we're going to do that in 4 different phases. The first phase is releasing. And when we work with the phase of releasing, we're usually going to work with it through shaking the body, releasing all of the residual tension from the body, which is very important, in my opinion, and the first thing I teach with everybody I work with, and the first thing I practice every time I sit down to practice. Before I do, I always do this shaking practice, releasing the tension, because it allows our body to come into a more natural state of rest that isn't enforced in a more masculine way. So when we release, we naturally come into the second phase of rest. And we'll also do a few very simple Tai Chi practices to assist us in doing that. And when we've rested enough, it's going to be very natural to come into, when our bodies are more open, into the space of receiving. Our bodies are open, so we're able to almost drink into our bones this deep nourishment of the natural state. And we'll be doing all of these practices in partner exercises. And you'll really come to see the value, if you haven't already, of co-regulating with somebody else in this way. It's very, very useful, because these spaces are natural to us. When we're able to access them together, they can become even deeper and more naturally available to us. And so when we've received enough, we naturally move into this 4th phase of radiating, where we're able to share the sense of well-being and radiate it from our bodies, first to the other people in the group, and then to other people in our lives naturally. So these are the 4 phases we're going to be working with in the nurturer in this coming week. So again, the nurturer is one of these 7 different lenses. It's one of these 7 different modes of being. And so that's what we're going to be working this week with. But as you can see in the chart there's many different modes. There's 7 of them. And over time, they start to build on one another and integrate together in a particular way. So if you stick with this practice over time, you'll get to see these different modes of being, these different lenses, and how they work together. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to email me below. Otherwise, I'd love to see you in the group next Monday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Take care.